Visual Identity by Snyder. Visual identity is basically the visual aspects of your brand, be it your logos, your typeface, or your colors that you use, and all of these things like spreads and stuff like that. It's very extremely important, and basically just communicating your ideas and your brand to whatever audience you're trying to do, be it a company or just a single person. Logos. There are three types of things that I think of when I'm thinking of logos. I'm thinking they must be iconic, they must be distinguished, and they must be interesting. By iconic, I'm talking about how well it stands on its own in a space, be it like a taskbar, be it on a cup, be it in a web page, or anything like that. And a very successful logo that I think is like very iconic is the Street Fighter V logo. This logo stands well on its own. It is very readable in a taskbar at a small size, and it can be made into a lot of different things, like a t-shirt design. It can be on a web page. It can be anywhere. Interesting. Interesting is a very vague term, but what I mean by it is how catching to the eye a logo is. Look at all the logos I have on this screen right now. Every single one of them is very distinguished in how it looks. For example, the TMG logo that I have up top, in the top right, has super poppy colors and an interesting texture to it that all the other logos I have do not have. It helps distinguish it, as I said before, and also shows the personality of what it is, being a podcast. For the Starbucks logo, it's interesting in the fact that everything is very uniform and encapsulated in this like circular emblem type thing. Typeface. Typeface is extremely important in creating a personality or formatting your pages or whatever you're doing. Even your logos can have typeface. For example, in the bottom right, there are a bunch of different typefaces shown, and they're like archetypes basically. And it just shows how different each one makes you feel. For dramatic, it's very comic book like, and that would not work if you were to put that in a professional document like a spread. On the other hand, classic and modern would work very well in a spread and would help you seem more professional. And the top left is a more logo-oriented way of typeface. There's stuff like Marvel, which seems like would be on a baseball jersey with the cursive letters and the action-packed line that's under it. Inspire is very frank and very hard to misinterpret. What I'm basically getting at here is that typeface is extremely important. Look at how every single one of these typefaces convey a completely different vibe and just feeling. Color. Color is something that is extremely important in defining your brand. For it to do so, though, it must fit your theme and it must mesh very well with each other, at least. Look at the color palettes I have on the screen. For a lot of the colors in this, they would work very well for poppy things like soda cans or something like that, but there are some that are earthy and would work more successfully in like a coffee shop or something like that, something more rustic. Let's take a look at this. On the left we have the soda cans, which all except for one of them are poppy saturated colors like reds, greens, purples, blues, yellow. And on the right we have a coffee shop, which is this rustic brown and green and black, which helps bring like a home type feel to your entire branding. Why don't we see poppy colors in coffee shops for the most part? If you need or want to contact me about this stuff, you can email me at this email on screen.